about to start. Tunangoja.
Hey. So Pastor, Sriram, Said, can you hear me? Can you
Yeah,
get me?
tunakusikia. Yeah.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Bado mi sioni. I can see your screen.
No, you've not shared.
I'm not sure. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we okay?
Yes, now I can.
Okay, now you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, so hey, my name is Linda Joy. I'm a software dev, freelance mostly. Machine learning is something I've been practicing for the last 1 year. Yeah. So I'm happy to see you all. 29 is a huge number. So welcome. I'm hoping we can share a lot from each other. I hope we can learn a lot from each other. So let's begin. So today we're introducing machine learning. So in this session, we are only going to focus on the theoretical parts of machine learning. Later on, I have requested for another session where we're going to do pure coding, right? Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But first, let me start with a few photos. So everyone is hyped up around the career of being a data scientist. So as you can see in this picture, I think it's something that I want you guys to see as we move on swiftly. Okay, I hope you have internalized that. I'll explain that later. Are we okay?
Yeah, tuko sawa. We okay.
Okay. So I hope you've read this too. So I want you to focus on this mostly. I want you to remember this during this session. There's a lot of hype around machine learning. Everyone wants to deep dive into machine learning. It's not bad, but machine learning cannot provide solutions to all business problems or all data problems. That is something you should always remember. Yeah? So, moving swiftly. So what is machine learning? Can someone give me an idea of what they think is machine learning? Anyone? Don't be shy. Just tell me what you think machine learning is.
Inferring patterns from data.
Pardon?
Inferring patterns from data.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. Anyone else with an idea?
I think it's artificial intelligence that looks to study how to develop algorithms.
That's an interesting one. It's a what? Kindly repeat.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, artificial intelligence to develop patterns
Patterns and algorithms.
and algorithms. Wow, that's an interesting one. Any other one with an idea of what machine learning is? Oh, okay, no one. So, when I first came across the word machine learning, my mind clicked to robots. I'm being honest here. I never thought machine learning was something I could practice. I thought it was something so sophisticated, something to do with robots, the Elon Musk kind of things, the Terminator kind of movie. So yeah, that's my little secret. So most of you, when you hear the word machine learning, your mind just clicks to a robot. You think machine learning is all about robots, or you think about this other guy, Elon Musk. Everyone is hyping around Elon Musk for the part in this year, yeah, which is okay. Machine learning is, if you're thinking in this path, I think you are okay. So the perfect definition, as in the perfect definition for machine learning is it's a branch of AI. That's one thing you should know. AI, machine learning is the subset of AI. Yeah. So it's basically dealing with computers learning from data without explicitly being programmed. So what you'll do is so like I've said here, machine learning is a training of a model from data that generalizes a decision against a performance measure. Okay, so a branch of a branch of artificial intelligence in which a computer generates rules underlying or based on raw data that has been fed into it. So the main thing you should remember, which is very important in machine learning, stroke AI, is data. Without data, machine learning becomes difficult or rather useless. Yeah, you have to train your computer using data. Yeah, so maybe most of you don't get it till right now. I'm asking you to breathe. Take a moment. Take a moment to internalize what I've said. Yeah. So all of you, I guess, you're software engineers, or most of you are software engineers, right? Hello.
Yes, yes, we are. Yeah.
Okay, so to get a better definition of what machine learning is, we can compare it to traditional programming, where traditional programming, you write your codes, you give it your own data, then it gives you the answers, right? But when it comes to machine learning, you give you the data, you give your machine the data, and then you give it the answers, then it gives you the rules. Yeah? Are we okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. Kindly, if you have a question, just feel free to interrupt.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a question? You have a question? Oh, okay. Fine. Sorry. So I hope with this you'll get to understand it better. Machine learning is an application of artificial intelligence that provides systems the ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. Machine learning focuses on the development of computer programs that can access data and use it to learn for themselves. You're okay, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So categories of machine learning. So there's supervised learning, when a machine learns using labeled data. Yeah. So a simple and quick example is a machine learning that is the machine learning algorithm used to detect whether an email is spam or not. Yeah. So here we're dealing with labeled data. Yeah. Is it spam or not? So the label is spam or not spam, right? Okay. So unsupervised learning is machine trained on unlabeled data or without any guidance. So here we don't have like the labels. Unsupervised learning is mostly used as a pre-processing method for supervised learning processes, right? So here is where we involve the clustering, the PCA, the TNC, yeah. So the last one is reinforcement learning, which involves an agent that interacts with its environment by producing actions and discovers errors or rewards. So I want you to think of, most of you play chess on your computer, on your computers, right? Or let me think of something else. No, chess is the best. Chess is the best. So we have like for chess, when you play chess, no, I'll not do that. I'll not do that example. So let's picture a dog, for example. Let's say you trained your dog like at 3 a.m. you're going to give it meat. And when you and how do you notify it that the meat is ready? You're going to notify the meat is ready by ringing a bell. So when you ring the bell, the dog will automatically come. Yeah. So the reward is the meat. The actions, the what makes the dog realize that the meat is ready is you ringing the bell. So that is reinforcement learning. Yeah. So to understand better, to check out the AlphaGo documentary on YouTube. I highly recommend. This documentary will basically just give you an idea of what supervised and supervised, and majorly it will make you understand what reinforcement learning is. Yeah. So, are there any questions?
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
I have a question.
Ask.
Where does big data come in?
Big data?
Yeah, where does it come in between supervised learning and supervised learning or reinforcement learning?
Big data is applied in, you see, machine learning. Machine learning is categorized into supervised and unsupervised and reinforcement learning. Yeah. In all those categories, you have to use data. Yeah. So big data, for any machine learning application to work, there has to be data. Yeah. So even though it's reinforcement learning, supervised learning, what else? Unsupervised learning. There's also semi-supervised learning. You cannot work without data. Without data, how would you train your computer? How would you train your computer to make decisions based on that data? Yeah.
Actually, my question is, like, for example,
Yeah.
I have a huge amount of data
Yes.
that I want to make a meaningful insight
How
from.
huge is it?
Yeah, like how do I go about it? Because
Which kind of insights? Which kind of
yeah,
insights would you like to make?
like okay well, okay let me just highlight some two examples that I usually find challenging,
Yes, yes.
because when you are given let me say a data that has, for example, even 6,000
Yeah, yeah.
rows and maybe
Yeah,
some a number of n columns, that one is easy to make a prediction.
yeah, yeah.
But now when you're faced with data
Oh, like
that has a lot of
uh,
it just has like it has like everything, so you don't even know where to start and how to go about it. So how do you
and
usually
you
go
want to
about?
make insights. What kind of insights
Yeah,
would you like to make?
okay, let's say you are trying to analyze the
Mm-hmm.
sentiment analysis
Yeah,
of
yeah.
how people or politicians talk, and you're trying to
Yeah,
figure out, okay, you're just trying to make an analysis.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now, for example, you've chosen Twitter to be
Yeah,
your I think data source.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. For example, I don't know where you can download the data from Twitter, or maybe you can do some web scraping. But the thing is,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, how do you go about it when you have a huge amount of data and you
I'm
want
assuming
to
it's
make?
very, 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 very huge, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very 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 huge,
The first
so
thing you
huge.
can do, the first thing you can do is you can just take a sample. If you don't have like a huge machine or something with which has a high GPU or something, what I'd advise first is use sampling. Just use a sample. Like if you have like data, oh, like very large data, you can just like, I'm assuming it's like a million rows. Just take 5,000 at the meantime, right? Just take the 5,000 for the meantime. That's the first thing you can do. The second thing you can do is you've learned about deep learning.
Actually, I haven't. I'm still trying to Google
Yeah.
some YouTube videos.
Pardon?
I'm still trying to Google some YouTube videos, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
actually just learning
So
a bit by bit.
the first thing you can do is take a sample. Yeah. You
Mm-hmm.
want to make some insights. You want to learn about the data, right? So
Yes.
just take a sample at the moment. If you want to use the whole data, as in, yeah, a lot of data,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to use it at once, then consider using deep learning. Yeah. The good thing about deep learning,
Mm-hmm.
the good thing about deep learning is you don't need to feature engineer. You don't need to feature engineer your data. It automatically does it for you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. When I'm doing deep learning,
Yeah, yeah.
should I use TensorFlow or PyTorch?
No, you'll use yes, you'll use TensorFlow and PyTorch. Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Like I'm asking which one is the best to learn. Like which one is which has a simpler syntax to actually learn faster.
Okay, personally I use PyTorch.
Mm-hmm.
Personally I prefer using PyTorch, but most of the people here will hype around TensorFlow. I don't know why. So I think it depends with you. I think you can explore them both. I prefer TensorFlow. I mean PyTorch, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So if you want to make some insights, then like you want to build graphs and or what do you mean by insights? I wish you would be specific in what
Oh,
exactly you're
okay.
building.
By insight, I meant that you want to spot maybe you want to spot a specific trend, or you want
Oh, okay.
to
Then take
maybe
a sample.
to
You
maybe
don't need,
yeah
yeah. You can take a
like
sample, yeah, try it with another sample. Yeah, it will be easier other than you using the whole thing at once. Unless
okay
you have a very, very powerful computer. Very, very.
oh
Yeah.
the reason why I asked is because I usually see some people in LinkedIn
Yeah.
and their profile it's always written as big data, something big
You know,
big data. So
big data is defined according to is it three V's? There's variety, volume, and what? There's variety, volume, and velocity. Yeah. So if your data has a huge volume, very huge, but very huge volume, or it has different varieties, or the different varieties of data, yeah, then that qualifies it to be big data. Yeah, not all data is big data. The data you use on Zindi and Kaggle is not big data. Are we okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So moving on. So how do you get started with machine learning? Number one, you learn statistics. Number two, you learn Python or R. Number three, data structures and algorithms. Yeah. So someone I'd recommend you guys to follow is this guy. And I'd advise you to read his tweets. When you're learning a language, say R or Python for data science, don't do it the data science way. If you want to write beautiful code and write nice models that you'll deploy outside here, outside the business world, you have to learn the fundamentals of software engineering, right? So like he said, learn Python the same way a software engineer would. Don't take the Python for data science approach, right? Okay. So which is the best interactive environment for machine learning? So what do you guys use to code Python? I want 3 answers. Just tell me what you use to code. Which IDE do you use?
I use Jupyter.
Okay. You don't find Jupyter boring?
Well, it all depends. When I want to switch, I use the MU.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have both Jupyter and MU, though I'm a beginner.
That's nice. Google Colab. You don't find that boring?
Very slow.
Yes, it's a little bit boring, but honestly, I find it boring coded on Jupyter and Google Colab. Yeah.
What do you use?
So I use VS Code. You guys have checked out the extension for Jupyter on VS Code, Visual Studio Code, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a quite interesting one. If you can, I'm not pushing this on anyone, but if you just do you. If you feel like Google Colab is a good space for you, if you feel like Jupyter is a good place for you, if you feel like it's also Kaggle notebooks, if you feel like that is the best place for you, it's okay.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm saying really it depends. So is there a question till? Is there a question? Is there a question? You can also ask me my birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another question here.
Hello.
Yes. Ask.
I can't see your screen.
You can't see my screen?
Yeah.
All of you can't see my screen?
Just your initial. Your name is initial. It's blank.
Is this problem to everyone?
I can see.
So is it me or is it you?
let me join again. It's me.
Yes. So is there a question? You can also crack a joke.
Yes, there's a question here.
Yeah.
Between R and Python, which one is the best for data science? Because I can't
There's no
I can't get at peace because each time I Google something, I see R coders and R and Python coders. It's like there's always some kind of competition.
I think answering your question, and I know it was to Linda, but it's just like asking what is better between BMW and Mercedes. Well, it all depends on what you want at the end of the day. If I'm to walk into a showroom and I'd choose Mercedes, someone else would choose BMW. But sote tuko sawa at the end of the day. Results.
Yeah. One thing.
Okay. I think that's a better clarification.
Yes, but one thing I'd like you to remember. In this field of AI right now, there's a lot of hype. Yeah. There's people will always come and tell you you busy using TensorFlow, then someone will come and tell you, I use PyTorch, PyTorch does this, So I want you to create your own stand. Yeah. As long as you know the basic thing with machine learning, the thing that you should do most in machine learning is you understand the basic concepts. When you understand the basic algorithms like decision trees, XGBoost, random forest, linear regression, things like overfitting, underfitting, it's easy for you to approach a problem. It doesn't matter the language which you use. The language which you use it's not that important. The thing is, for machine learning, make sure you understand the concepts. Yeah, you don't need to learn a lot of math. That's what I tell people. You just need to do little math. Yeah. But the main thing you should always remember is understand the concepts and try to apply them to real world problems and make solutions out of them, right? So that's what I can say. So for machine learning, just have a stand. If you want to do Python, if you want to do machine learning in Python, then do it in Python. If you want to visualize the data using Power BI, then visualize with Power BI. If you want to do, yes, there are a lot of libraries right now. So don't mix them up. But if you want to learn, it's okay. If you want to learn both, it's okay. Are we okay? Hello?
Yeah.
We good? Okay. So someone should crack a joke because I'm getting to the serious part.
Just before you get to the serious part,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Ask.
There is this slide, like before you reach the slide of the person you are telling us we follow on Twitter.
Yeah.
There is a slide. Yeah. Okay. This is like what I wanted to know, and then no, like the how to. The next slide. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the slide I wanted to, because you passed through very fast, and I'm new to this, so I just wanted to get to understand it. Okay, so thank you.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm easy.
Yeah. So don't do like a lot of math. Just understand statistics. Just understand things like outliers, mean, median, mode. Yeah. Understand things like right skewing, left skewing. Yeah, that's all. So I'm at the serious part. No question?
Don't get too serious.
So let's introduce the CRISP DM. So for any determining project or machine learning project, you have to understand this procedure. Yeah. So So I'm explaining each step. In the next session, which I'm hoping to have with you guys, I'm hoping to have a coding session with you. So I'll do coding with this procedure. So I hope you get it. So steps for the crisp DM methodology. Number 1 is business understanding. Number 2 is data understanding. Number 3 is data preparation. 4 modeling. Then 5 deployment. Yeah. So I'll use the example of Uber in this tutorial. So when you're carrying out a machine learning project or problem for a company, the first thing you have to think about is how is the business going to benefit. Yeah. So I'm looking at Uber. Okay, sorry. So let's talk about Uber for a moment. So how is Uber leveraging machine learning to improve customer service? So think about before Uber came to being Uber. What do you think are the problems which we got in the transport sector? Are you getting my question?
Come again, please. I'm
saying, because I want you guys to understand this, I want you to think about Uber. Every country here represented, they have Uber, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I want you to go back when Uber was not possible. When Uber, I mean, not Uber was not possible, like Uber was not there at that time. So what do you think were the problems in the transport service which Uber right now has solved? I just want 2-3 examples. I want you to be a good machine learning engineer. You have to, unfortunately, you have to think. You have like to think about the real world scenario. You just cannot, unfortunately, like Chris Oro said someday, I remember he told us, like, in machine learning we cannot teach you to think. Yeah, but these are the questions you should be asking yourself as a data scientist or a machine learning engineer. Like, you should always have the business problem you're trying to solve in mind. Yeah. So is my question still not clear?
It is. Can I answer?
So, yes, I wanted to, answer.
For example, real-time location between the client and the one offering the service. For example, a driver is in Nairobi and the one who wants to be taken somewhere is in another location. Would be so matching the two jobs, the two people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Number 2, especially I think.
Can I try?
Yes, try.
So this one I would say in terms of penetration.
Yeah.
Where maybe some of the vehicles which are maybe public are not even going to, so maybe they can leave you to stage where you need they leave you with some distance to travel. So with Uber, you now can travel to those places reliably and efficient.
Yeah. So reliability. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for Nairobi, Kenya, let me ask you. So in Nairobi, someone's mic is on. Someone's mic is on. Okay. So I was what was I saying? For Nairobi, Kenya, let's look at. I think yesterday there was a strike on the Ngong matatus, right? So I'm assuming, yes. So assume, what if Uber was not there for people who work in town? What if, yeah. Well, so for Uber to come into place, I think these guys thought of that business problem. They thought of these customers, these travelers, these passengers. They're suffering. How are they suffering? One, security. These days, security people are not. These days, the cab drivers have become very conniving. They can kidnap you. They can, yeah. Number two, the thought of the weather. Yeah, sometimes it can rain, or there might be some problems with the road. Yeah, and the road is closed or something. So Uber gives you like the good thing about Uber, you don't have to stick to one significant route as compared to matatus, where if you go to Ngong, you have to use that specific route every day. But for Uber, you can request like, hey, use this route instead. Yeah. So I think this is what the Uber guys, before like creating Uber, they thought of the business problem and they thought how they're going to solve it. Yeah. So without transportation, they thought like we should improve the transport sector in every country. Yeah. So how are we going to improve it? We're going to improve it by bringing in cabs, which you don't own. Yeah. As in they bring in cabs, yeah, which you can request. You can ask for, you can request and you pay. You take the specific route you want to take. And it is able to deal with supply, demand, yeah? And you get home safely, right? Right. Are we okay?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yes, yeah.
We are okay. So first, before diving into even a Kaggle or a Zindi competition, always think about the business problem. That should be the first thing. What business problem am I trying to solve? Because if you just get into a competition or a problem without thinking about the business problem, you're going to create a model, a rather useless model, not going to help you at all. I call them useless models because they might be the high prediction, they might have the highest prediction accuracy, but they're not solving the problem. So it's rendered as a useless model. Yeah? Are we okay?
Yes.
Yes. So this is the most important part. I think this is the most important part of machine learning, business understanding. Yeah. Yeah. So how is Uber leveraging machine learning to improve customer service? Yeah. Yeah. So I hope you guys are okay. So it's an open discussion. I want you to think about it as I go to this one. I think this is something you guys should also keep in mind. Knowing what you're doing is more important than having the skill. Like I've said before deep diving into a problem or a competition or whatever machine learning problem you're trying to solve, just think about which business problem am I trying to solve, yeah? Because sometimes you find people, they have been asked to make visualizations from data, but they go ahead, they build useless models without making the visualizations, just to prove that they can build a machine learning model and it works perfectly. It's okay, but always think about the problem. Be specific. Don't go poking or trying to prove that you are good at something, just always get back to the books. Even though it takes a day or two, just think about the business problem. Try to understand, yeah? And it's also important to have a hypothesis as a data scientist, yeah? You should always come up with your own hypothesis, yeah? Are we okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Uber basically, so how is Uber leveraging machine learning to improve customer service? So how do you think Uber is using machine learning?
Hi, Linda.
Hi, hi, hi.
I think when people respond
Yeah,
with the I think when they respond with some few comments or they put a star, the ratings,
yeah.
I think those are being analyzed. They're being analyzed and they're being used to improve.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Also, we have this thing whereby when there's a huge demand, and there's a huge demand of their cabs, the fare or the transport is likely to go higher when there's a low demand. Yeah. So that is not someone, there's no specific person who is hard coding these things in real time. Machine learning does this for them. When the supply is high, the machine learning algorithm is able to detect the supply is high. I mean the demand is high, sorry. Then it gets to raise the transport fare. Yeah. When there's traffic, there's no programmer who sits there and tells the Uber system that there is traffic. No, the machine learning system is able to detect for itself by its. I think Uber is a very good place to start because Uber combines also the maps, the Google Maps concept, yeah, geospatial analysis, yeah. So it gets to know like there's traffic, so the transport should be higher, yeah. Are we okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ama nimewapoteza?
Tuko
Are you
pamoja.
lost?
Tuko pamoja.
Kama Jubilee.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after you've understood the business, after you've understood the problem you're solving for the business. Pardon? After you've understood the problem you're solving for the business, then you move into the data understanding. Yeah. So data understanding is basically where you understand the variables. You look at the columns, you look at the different columns, you try to understand how they affect the thing you're trying to solve, or let me give an example of Uber again. Say, I'm assuming Uber gives us specific IDs, right? So I'm assuming you have an ID, your name, your name, your address, your location, yeah, and where you want to go to, and then it gives you the final output, which you need is the transport fare, right? So you have to look at the ID. Your customer ID cannot affect your transport fare. Yeah. Are you guys okay? Am I saying something, or I have lost you all?
Okay. I'm okay.
We're good.
So what you have to do is just understand the data. You have to understand the different columns, how they affect the final the output. Yeah. You look at the problems. Is there any missing data? Do you need to transform data? Do you need to hot encode? Do you need to apply pandas.melt on something? Yeah. You can also look at the different formats of the data. If you have like the date time variable, look whether it's organized in a way that you would want it to be organized. Yeah. This is the most tiring or the most hectic part of being a data scientist. Yeah. So this part can take even 1 week, 1 month, depending on your data. But the good thing about data understanding is that as long as you've feature engineered properly, it's easy for you to build a very good model. So data preparation and data understanding are the same, almost one and the same thing. Like I said, here we do feature engineering, we data clean, we integrate, and create other variables, right? Okay, right.
Yeah.
So modeling, this is where you introduce your random forests, your decision tree, your XGBoost algorithm, yeah, and you do something called parameter tuning. If you're not in any of this, sorry, I'll do a code base. I'll request for a code webinar. We'll get to do all of this at once. I also have a Medium article which I'll share, which I've highlighted all of these in a better way with code. Yeah. So in this stage, we select a modeling technique. You want to use a random forest, you want to use linear regression. This is where you get to do that, and you test your accuracy, you test your predictions. Yeah, that's all. Lastly, you deploy your machine learning algorithm. We deploy it through APIs. Yes, like we have Django REST framework. You have Fast API where you can deploy these algorithms, and then you test them. You test them. If you're doing for a business, then you test them. You test them whether they are working, you test whether they're accurate. Yeah? Yeah, so that's all. So, questions?
I have a question.
Ask.
On the deployment part, on the last part.
Will we have code labs?
Yes. Today? Sorry?
No, not today.
Code labs. Oh, yes, we'll have code labs, but not today.
Okay.
We must, I just wanted you to capture the concepts first, then we'll do the code labs, I think. I'll organize.
Okay,
so,
I had a question on the deployment part.
Yeah.
So you said that after we've modeled our data, we need to deploy it.
The models,
so, yeah, the models. Could you just please expound on it, because actually I've done some modeling and I've never deployed one. So actually I don't know how to test the code, because once I've reached the accuracy part, I usually stop the process.
So you've tested how accurate your model is, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing, let me give you an example. So tell me one of your models, what does it do?
I had a data, and it was about, I had a data. I got it from a friend, from Cambridge.
Yeah. I cannot hear you.
So I'm saying I got a data from a friend.
Yeah.
He's in Cambridge. So the data was about STIs and sexual stuff like that. So the thing is, so I was supposed to carry out an analysis and give I did a lot of chi-square stuffs and logistic regression. So after I did that, so I only submitted my work and told him that this is what I've come up with, and this is what I have done, and this is my analysis. So how can how can I
you
move
just
from
analyzed it. You just
yeah
analyzed it, right?
yeah I just analyzed it and I gave a prediction. So after that I terminated it. So like how do I deploy it, because I seem to get stuck on the deployment part.
Okay, if you're building something small, something which is not like something which will not be deployed to a business, something you're doing for yourself, you can try something called Streamlit.
Streamlit.
Yes, Streamlit.
Could you spell that for me?
STR
Uh-huh.
EA
Uh-huh. Yeah.
MLIT.
Oh, okay, got it.
So what Streamlit does, it will deploy your machine learning algorithm to something like a website.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going, you see, like instead of going, say someone asks you, can you show me how you built this model? Yeah. Instead of opening the Jupyter notebook and taking him step by step, you can always open Streamlit. Streamlit will deploy it as a web service.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can try Streamlit. If you're doing this small projects for yourself, you can try Streamlit. Or if you know Django is a good place to also start.
Django with the D.
Yes, DJANGO. So Django REST framework.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are two I have tried with, and Fast API too.
Fast API.
I don't know whether these things are possible in R. I'm a Python person. So if an R person knows where you can deploy, I'd like to hear.
I have a question.
Ask.
In artificial intelligence.
Yes.
What are the common projects that someone can think of, especially when creating things the way you hear voice recognition, APIs of Siri, Alexa, and things like that. So I wanted to ask if it's possible.
Yeah.
I was trying, there's a time I was trying to create one of those exact voice recognition tools using the same APIs used by Siri.
Sorry, you're lost.
And Alexa, but I encountered something, the manipulation within, because when I tried Siri,
sorry, can you kindly ask your question again, please? I got lost. Yeah.
Okay, the question. Okay, let me just summarize a bit.
Yeah.
The question I wanted to ask. Like when you're dealing with artificial intelligence,
Yes.
what are the most categories to look into? You get, because I was trying to look into things like when you see voice recognition. I know it also deals with robotics, but where can someone really put that more attachment to gain a lot out of it?
You need data. Data is the biggest thing.
Sorry?
In machine learning, your data is what will dictate how your model will be. Or I think I'm not answering your question. What do you want to build? What do you want to build? Let's start there. Maybe I'll help.
Okay.
What do you want to build?
What I'm building, I was just looking for more areas and sectors, because I've built things to do with like voice recognition. I've jumped a bit in robotics, but again, I find I have that thing of where exactly can I stabilize? Where is the money? Where is the thing that where I'll gain more, from? Like, where will I gain more? Should I jump here? Should I know it all? and stuff like that. So I was thinking, is there one that takes off the top list that someone yeah, exactly. Something like that.
not really, not really, not really.
Okay.
The thing I'd say with AI is I'm assuming you're still a beginner.
Sorry?
You're still a beginner.
Yeah, I'm still beginning.
How many months or years?
So far I've taken like 2 years.
You've learned Python?
Yes, for 2 years so far.
You work with Kaggle.
Sorry?
You've worked with Kaggle.
Not yet, but I use the Django REST API.
Oh, you've deployed your models through the Django REST API.
Yeah, with the Django REST
So
API.
what I'd advise you to do is explore. Right now,
Okay. Yeah.
you can go to Kaggle. Yeah.
Okay, Kaggle. All right.
Just give yourself a challenge. Yeah. Just
Yes.
work on 10 different competitions. Yeah.
Okay.
So work on one which does computer vision.
Yeah.
Work on another one, recommendation systems. Yeah.
Okay.
Work on another one to do with voice recognition. Work on another one to do with natural language processing. The different categories in machine learning, right?
Yes.
Work on those different, like 10 different. So out of the 10, and make sure you do them thorough, like you understand from the business problem to what you're building. Make sure you do even the deployment part of it, yeah?
Yes. All right. Okay.
Then after that, there's something will intrigue you to understand. With these competitions, you'll understand them more. You'll understand the categories more. Yeah?
Okay.
Because on Kaggle, the good thing about Kaggle is even for the past competitions, they provide a tutorial for the past solution, the one who the people who won them. Yeah? So you can go through their notebook and understand. You try to understand what they did, and you try to. So out of the 10, there's something to spark your interest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's helpful. All right.
Yeah. So you can just do it on Kaggle or Zindi. I don't know the Zindi are quite, but you can just try.
Well, Cargo and Hackaram, are they different, or they do the same thing as well?
No, Kaggle Kaggle is just data analysis and machine learning. It's only data problems and international data problems. Like you can go look at I think they had an Uber competition.
Okay.
Yes, you can also look at that.
All right, that's really helpful. Thank you so much.
Questions?
I have a question. So, for example, when you join a data science competition, and you have a linear model, you have a linear data. So, how are you supposed to make the decision of choosing the best algorithm to use? For example, XGBoost or support vector machine. So, are you supposed to try them all and see?
Yes, you can try them all. Maybe that's what I do. I try them all. It's just important.
Yeah.
Yeah, just try them all. Look at the accuracy. You're good to go choose the best.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Thank you, Linda, for the session. My question is, maybe what are some of the models you have deployed that are applicable? The ones you have been deploying, which are the best you have deployed?
The best I have personally deployed. According to company policy, I cannot tell you the best I have deployed. You're talking in terms of accuracy or in terms of uniqueness?
Uniqueness.
Okay, this one I did. I don't know whether I still have the code. This one I did in third year.
Okay.
Whereby what I was doing is we scraped data from professional sites. It was a basic application for scraping um, for scraping data from professional sites like LinkedIn, GitHub, Stack Overflow. What other sites do? HackerRank. I used HackerRank. I used CourseShare. So I was scraping from those. I was scraping from 5 sites. So out of those 5, it will give you like it would predict whether you are hireable or not as a software engineer. That's all. That's what I did. Yeah, I think that's the one I can share.
Oh, okay.
But honestly speaking, there's some lame and crappy models I have deployed too. So it's part of the process.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
What about accuracy?
Pardon?
The best model you have deployed?
I think it's the best. I cannot talk about the best.
Accuracy.
The accuracy. Oh, accuracy percentage.
Yeah.
92.
Okay. That's good.
Try to use the boosting algorithms. The XG boosts, the gradient boosting. I also find random forest very handy. So is there any other question?
Could you expound that part of parameter tuning?
Oh, now you'll get me. Now you'll help me. You will make me go into algorithms. So is everyone here familiar with random forest?
No.
Okay.
Twasema Yesu ni Bwana.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
So how do you guys? I want someone, a volunteer, to tell me how he or she learned machine learning. Just tell me, no judgment.
For me, I learned machine learning on SoloLearn.
Yeah.
That's how I started. Then from SoloLearn, I went to YouTube videos, then into Kaggle, and it has just been a process.
I started learning machine learning from DataCamp. I started doing a course with DataCamp with Python. Yeah, so I studied data science with Python. So when I finished up with DataCamp, of course, I jumped into some tutorials and did some practice with HackerRank and other platforms. Yeah, then of course attending these events like meetups. That's where I would interact with more data science minded people, and the process is still continuing. Yeah.
Okay. A lady. Hello. Today is International Women in Engineering. Is this engineering or science? I've not heard from a lady. Hello.
Welcome to men's conference, Linda.
So
for me, Linda, okay, I'm a communication professional. I'm not a data scientist or a software developer. I just do Python for fun. I just love it, and I just decide that I can maybe look at it and try to get to understand how to do something, one or two things using Python. So I do tutorials, and if I get a webinar, then I jump in and just get something out of it.
okay. So what did I do? So I remember how I got into machine learning is a funny story. In my third year, okay, I'm good at Python. That's one thing I can say about myself. I'm very good at Python. So in third year, you're supposed to do a third year project. Yeah. So at that time, I had no idea of what I was supposed to do, and our lecturers always insist that our ideas should be unique. So that's how I got into machine learning accidentally. Um, One thing I'd advise you guys to do is machine learning requires you to read a lot, because there's some concepts you should always have them at your fingertips, but also have concepts that will help you achieve what you want to achieve. Yeah. Don't just read a lot of content. You don't have to read. I tell people you don't have to read like a lot of content. Just understand the basics. Understand what a random forest is. Understand what k-means is. With that, it's easy for you to reason. Yeah. Understand what supervised learning is. Understand what unsupervised learning is. Understand what overfitting and underfitting is. Yeah. So that's one thing I'd tell you. So parameter tuning. Can I answer that after I'm done with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So technical forces driving machine learning are hardware. So hardware, data sets, and algorithmic advances. So right now, data is easily accessible. The data APIs, this Facebook API where you can scrape your data. Yeah, but you can never scrape from an Android application. Just an FYI, you can never scrap from an Android application. So a question to you guys, is machine learning an important skill for a software engineer?
Yeah, it's an important skill
Why?
because everything is moving towards automation, and machine learning will be in great need.
Also,
Well, for
yes.
example, we have okay, I'm not thinking in Africa, but there are electric cars, and I think there are also self-driving cars. All those require machine learning to navigate across all types of roads.
Yeah.
So that's an example on the road. I think also drones, they use machine learning. I think we use machine learning.
Yeah, so machine learning is an important skill for every software engineer right now, because right now it boosts you in some way. We have smart applications being built everywhere. We have robots, we have simple programs like in health. I like Uber very much, like Uber. Yeah. By the way, let me challenge you to just go and just open your Uber app right now. See how magical it is. Like, I think those guys use a lot of machine learning in such a simple app, but they took their time. So try looking at Uber and try looking also at research papers. Yeah, look at research papers, look at what people are writing about machine learning. It will help you boost your thinking and widen your thinking. So I want you to read that tweet. If you don't get it, you ask me to explain it, but it's quite straightforward. We okay?
Yeah.
So we can practice. Cindy, Kaggle, and Medium write articles. Write a lot of articles, relevant articles. Yeah. There are also other sites where you can still practice, which I am forgetting. And there are also free sources on YouTube. Like we have the MIT Deep Learning class, which you can take if you want to do something with deep learning. But don't jump into deep learning if you've not understood machine learning. Like always have machine learning when you overwhelm yourself with concepts, you also get to fall into anxiety or get nothing at all. So try it to just step by step. As much as we're talking about AI, this is something I also feel I should talk about. With great power comes responsibility. So you guys will be, I think some of you will deploy very good models. So what I'd advise you to do is deploy models that will help the community. Don't deploy models that will hack into systems. Don't build algorithms for robots that will come and kill us someday. Yeah. With all you do, don't be malicious in this field of AI. Just be nice. Build good things. Build things that can help the economy. Don't build things that will sabotage a country. Yeah. Because I was reading about a hacker who
But
built
robots,
Pardon?
okay, robots once brought up well, they definitely won't have a problem to our community.
No, but some of you guys can build malicious
Oh,
things. Yeah. So I'm asking you
yeah.
not to. Like I've said, with great power comes responsibility. So build things that are going to help us.
But I thought you were just specifying robots only.
No.
Because I really enjoy that bit of AI.
This hacker I saw, this hacker who built a virus. A virus with some
Yeah.
AI in it. So when the virus got attached to your laptop,
Okay.
it would be hard for you to remove it because it got wiser. It got to understand you as a person. So it goes like getting to know you, getting to know you, getting to know you, and it replicates itself. It replicates itself to all your devices. So it gets smarter. So getting rid of something like that is hard. Yeah. So as much as we're all hyping on
No
ML,
wonder those are the hackers.
I
And I
think
believe
that
what Python taught me.
I think that interests me because I've spent a lot of hours on pen testing because I love penetration testing. I don't know.
yeah, exactly. So you guys are the people who are going to kill us someday. So kindly don't. Um, there's a book I read. There's a book known as The Rise of AI where someone is totally against AI, saying that it will come to kill us someday. So I'm asking you to kind of go look at AlphaGo documentary. It's on YouTube. You can just check it out. It's on one very interesting one. I think you'll get to understand where I am pointing at with this statement. You guys okay?
Very.
Okay. So, like I've said, always strive to build AI products that are designed to operate responsibly. Just make sure that the AI does not become wiser than you. Okay. So I think I'm on my second last slide. People should follow on Twitter. So I'll give you a moment. These guys you should follow. They have good content in their on their pages. Also follow Mwoki Caleb. Okay. People should follow on Instagram. If you're interested in robots, I advise you to check out Tabitha Oanda. If you want to learn from the basics, I think Christian Code provides the best resources and he explains the algorithms in a very good way. So next time, I'm hoping you can do a coding webinar. Meanwhile, I sent Harun a document on the different fields in AI. So I don't know whether he shared to you guys. So check out that PDF. I think it will give you a clear picture on what skills you should have if you want to be a data scientist, if you want to be a machine learning engineer, if you want to be a business analyst. It will give you a clear picture on what skills you should work on. You can send me an email. You can also follow me on Twitter. Let's connect on LinkedIn. My name is Linda Joy. To the ladies, happy International Day. Yeah. So what's my last slide, I guess? So keep learning. Yeah, that's all I can say. Any questions?
Linda, how do you secure a data science job?
That's a very hard question. Where are you from?
Actually, I don't understand your question. Where I'm from? Like,
where are you from? Where do you reside?
Sumo.
Ah, that's a very. So in Kenya, what I've come to realize is every company has their own definition of being a data scientist. Yeah. There's some companies you go to, they'll tell you, they'll say that a data scientist role is visualizing data, working with Power BI, coding, deploying. There's some other companies, when you go, they'll tell you data scientist is just visualizing data. What else? Visualizing. They'll tell you, the definition of the data scientist varies from company to company. But the common skills which you can work on, obviously you have to build a portfolio for yourself. Another thing which I saw which was working for me is writing. Write a lot of content on Medium and true content. Yeah. Try to be thorough with your research. Build a good portfolio. Yeah. Work on projects, even the lame projects. Even the lame projects, work on them as much as you can. And I think one thing I'm insisting on is that you don't have to know everything in machine learning. Yeah. So how do you secure? You connect with people. Yeah, just connect with people. SQL, have it on your fingertips. Yeah, and show people that you can think. I think that's the biggest skill of a data scientist, the thinking skill. Yeah? The thinking skill is quite important for any data scientist. Showing that you can think about a problem, showing that you can, that's showing you that you can think is the biggest, it's the biggest skill of a data scientist. Showing that you can walk through a process, walk through a problem, a systematic order, build a good hypothesis. The machine learning algorithm comes later. That's all I can say for now.
Could you please drop for us your handle?
Hold on.
I was requesting for your Twitter handle, please. The Twitter.
Okay, check out on your chat. I guess it's that. I am wrong.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Anytime.
What of LinkedIn, Joy?
Pardon?
What of LinkedIn?
What of my LinkedIn? My LinkedIn is Linda Joy. I don't have a lot of information on my LinkedIn. I'm hoping to boost it end week. I'm very active on Twitter though. You can also ask when is my birthday. I don't mind.
Can you conduct one-on-one sessions?
Pardon?
Can you conduct one-on-one sessions? Let me say like.
Can I?
Can you?
Can I conduct?
Do you always conduct like
Do I always
one-on-one
conduct?
session?
One-to-one
Yes.
session.
Do you? Yes.
Like person, individual to individual.
Yeah, exactly.
One-to-one.
Individual to individual. Where? Yes, true.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, basically like let's say a session maybe. Okay. Like when someone
But
wants to like.
I'll do another talk. I'll do another talk on code. The next time we'll get here, we're doing coding. We're doing coding from the start of the project to the end of the project. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's great.
But you can always send me a DM on Twitter.
Oh, I would love to.
Yeah. Martin, you were saying something?
What's your Twitter handle?
I think it's that. I'm hoping it's. Let me check. You cannot see me. Have you guys found me on Twitter? I might.
Yeah, man.
I forgot.
I'm just seeing a cartoon.
Yes, I'm the cartoon. Yeah, it's at JL Codes. Martin, kindly check.
Okay, let me do that right away.
Yeah. So, no questions, right?
What about the hypothesis?
Ask.
Yeah.
What about the question I asked about parameter?
Yeah.
The question I
parameter
asked
tuning.
about parameter. Yeah.
For algorithms, some of the algorithms, yeah,
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so some of the algorithms, like the random forest algorithm or the what? This one I like. Is I want to like the k nearest neighbors, yeah? You walk the k nearest neighbors. Let me use the simplest one. The k nearest neighbors, yeah?
Yeah.
Who is asking about the parameter tuning? Have you walked the k? Have you walked the k nearest neighbors?
Yes, yes.
So you have the parameter n, which identifies the number of neighbors you want to relate your data to cluster your data with, right? There's someone whose
A lot of background.
is on. Yes, there's a lot of background noise. We're good. Now I can say something.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So I'm thinking of k nearest neighbors. You worked with k nearest neighbors. That's the simplest one I can think of at the moment. So we have n. We have n where you get to define the number of neighbors you want to have to cluster your algorithm with, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you as the n is always user defined. The n is you who defines the number of neighbors you want to cluster your algorithms with. Let's say if you want 5 clusters, you put 5 clusters, right?
Yes.
So the 5 clusters might not work well with your accuracy, right? You may choose to work with 5 clusters, but the accuracy it gives you it's like 70%. Yeah. So you go back to your algorithm and you decide to correct your 5 to 3, or put n is equals to 3 neighbors, yeah, to make your to cluster into 3. Yes. Then the accuracy increases. The accuracy level increases to 88. So that's plain with that n. Plain with that n. That's not the parameter tuning. Like your algorithm has the k nearest neighbors has its own algorithms which you should work with. Like you should play with to obtain the accuracy that you want to. It's not like written somewhere that you have to work with 10 clusters for your algorithm to achieve high accuracy.
Okay.
Even in random forests, but we have algorithms that don't have parameters. As long as your algorithm has parameters, I think that's what we call hyperparameter tuning.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask on that. Is there a difference between parameter tuning and hyperparameter tuning?
No, there is no. Isn't the only don't find. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe to follow up on the session you say about the coding session.
Yes, we're going to do the coding session.
Okay. Do you know when that is going to be?
Pardon?
When do you think that is going to be? When do you plan on having that? Or
okay, I'll organize with Harun. I'll organize with Harun, then we can discuss the perfect date for it.
Okay.
Yes, because I want you also, when you come, I want you to download some pieces of data. I want you to be organized as well. I want you to also have installed or decided on whether you're working on VS Code or Google Colab, whatever you want to. You just tell me. But I'll talk to Harun by the end of the day. Yes, and I have not had a lady's voice in this platform. I'm just curious. Are ladies scared of machine learning?
You are the lady today.
No, but I expected to hear a lady voice somewhere asking me a question or something.
And please tell us when is your birthday.
I never expected that. Like I can see Emma Kavira, Edna Mugo. Can you say something? Can you say hi at least? Or Mandela, say something. It's Ladies' Day. It's a Ladies' Day. You should appreciate it like you're a lady in STEM. So, Allah, wasichana wameringa.
Valentine imekaribia.
It's okay. Ni sawa, haina shida. Haina shida. Yes, just say something. Even say something. Say hi. Something. Don't be shy. Anyway, I think my session is done. Let us ask for my birthday. Oh, I'm born 29th July. I'm a Leo. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all. I think I'm done with my session. So you can close it if you want to. If you have a question, feel free to ask. Yeah, I have 10 more minutes. Just 10. If you haven't understood anything, you can just tell me I didn't understand anything. I'll talk to you later. You can drop your number. I will call you. Maybe we can discuss 1, 2. So that's all for me. Like I've said, machine learning. I'm sorry if you're not Swahili. Msifuate hype. Machine learning just sit down. If you want to stick with Python, stick with Python. If you want to stick with Python, stick with Python. If you want to deploy with Django, just deploy. Don't mix them up. Don't mix them up, because when you confuse yourself in machine learning, you're likely not to get anything at the end of the day. You're likely to be poor at one. You're likely to be very poor. But one library that you have come to appreciate more for the past few months is the pandas. So if you understand the pandas, it will be very easy for you as a machine learning engineer. So that's all. Have a good night. Thank you for listening. Great show up.
Thanks a lot for the session too.
Pardon?
Thanks a lot for the session.
Oh, anytime.
Okay, Joy, thank you for the session. I'm sure kama kuna mtu wako anajua machine learning, by now you have a rough idea of what it is. So, Joy, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to invite Harun. Harun, kindly unmute and you can talk to us. Oh, let me introduce Harun to you people. So Harun is a founder of Data Science East Africa. So he's a developer himself. He's a lot of things. He's very talented. So I'm going to welcome him. Harun, welcome. Hello. Hello, Mandela, are you there? Okay, okay.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, so as Hospital said, I'm Haron, and if you can hear me, kindly confirm on the chat box with the yes, if you can hear me, so that I can go on. Kindly very fast. Okay, thank you very much. First, I will start with okay, enough. So I think I'll start with telling Joy, leader, thank you very much for the session. It was very informative. Also, yeah, as Hospital has introduced me, I'm Haron, yeah. Yeah, I learned data science East Africa together with Winnie Mandela. She was not feeling well. She's already in data science and machine learning. Yeah. So someone asked if ladies are not present, and I can confirm they are. She's not feeling well. I can see someone else like Faith, Edina Mogo. So I can say they are ladies in machine learning. So my talk was to be very brief. I should start with telling you thank you, guys. The second thing I'll be telling you, I saw someone asking if you can do machine learning with Node.js. Yeah, that is very possible. Machine learning, and yeah, you can do machine learning with JavaScript. That makes it possible to run it on Node.js. Another thing I want to introduce is the new program that we'll be running mid-May. So that one is Africa Developers Conference that is run by a team from Africa, that is Nigeria, and West Africa and East Africa. So they are collaborating to have one event for all developers across Africa. So targeting around 14 a day, around 750 developers across Africa, where they will have allowed 10 workshops and 5 talks, or 5 workshops and 10 talks. So I think if you check the link that was sent to follow their Twitter account, you can follow. They'll make more announcements there, LinkedIn, and also on WhatsApp groups. So another thing, I saw someone say I should talk. I don't know if he or she is still present, but you can highlight on the chat box what you want I talk about. Otherwise, if there is nothing else, I will say thank you to everyone who attended and made the session a success. Yeah, you are very active. Yeah. So I think I should tell you thank you and welcome you to the onboarding session on Saturday. Still, it will be led by Winnie Mandela and another person from a different campus, which I don't know which campus. Yeah. Then, if you have not followed Data Science East Africa, maybe on Twitter, yeah, you can follow it on LinkedIn. If you have a question directed personally to me, I think I'll share my Twitter account. You can follow, check me there. Yeah, just check on your chat box. I'm sharing. Otherwise, I'm out. Hospital or in Madela, you can take over. Or maybe in case of any other question that you want clarified.
So are there any other questions? Okay, so make sure you follow Data Science East Africa on LinkedIn and on Twitter. So if there is nothing else, I'm going to close the meeting. So bye guys, and don't get tired of learning, so just continue.